Good evening, everyone. Severe Weather Team 9 meteorologist Nate the Judge joining you for this edition of Nate at 8. I hope everyone had a wonderful day as we still saw good amount of sunshine, not quite as much as what we have for Labor Day of the weekend, but overall a pleasant Tuesday. And a lot of what we saw today carries over tomorrow before we track a further change, quite a bit of a difference from Wednesday into Thursday. That's some of what we're going to be talking about for this edition of Nate at 8 coming up. That still warm Wednesday, warm relative to what we've seen as of recent. Not to say it's going to be well in the 80s or we're pushing 90, but warmer than the 70s, likely again for our Wednesday. Again, temperatures similar, I think, with respect to today for tomorrow. Then a much cooler Thursday. So we track the cool down, we track cloud cover, and we track some needed rain. That's all arriving by Thursday. And from there, we can even deal with at least one more additional round of some showers going into the weekend as well. So stay tuned. We're going to map out that rain threat for this week. And again, take a closer dive into those temperatures as well. A little bit of a roller coaster ride ahead for us for this week. Starting off with those current temperatures now, falling off quickly as what's been typical as of recent through the 70s and into the 60s already. Cambridge, St. Clairsville just coming in there at 68 degrees. As we quickly fall in the 60s, we are on our way back in the 50s tomorrow morning. Again, similar to what we had for this morning, likely back mid to lower 50s. Today, that high temperature did top off right at 80 degrees at the Ohio County Airport. We were close to it, but came up just short on Labor Day, a high of 79 degrees. That brought our stretch to 8 days in a row with high temperatures below 80 degrees. We finally broke that stretch, and we did see highs around 80 today. And we could see again that high reach around 80, maybe up to 81, 82, maybe trending even a little bit warmer tomorrow afternoon, but it'll feel similar, right? The degree or two is really not going to be noticeable. It'll feel similar to how it felt today again for tomorrow before temperatures will start to trend the other way. We talked a bit about this before. And in case you missed it, again, this was quite a historic into August. We don't typically deal with a week or longer with highs failing to at least reach 80 degrees during the month of August. Typically, at least get one day sprinkled in where highs reach 80, but get that prolonged cool stretch of 7 days or longer with highs below 80 degrees. And it's pretty rare. In fact, we have to go back 6 years ago, the last time this happened in August, 2019, from the 23rd to the 29th. Before that was 2017, 2013, and then 2004. That's all we have on record over the past 25 years. So this is only the fifth time over the past 25 years that the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport has had a week or longer of highs below 80 degrees straight, that consecutive days straight with highs below 80 degrees since 2000. Not many times it has occurred over the past 25 years. And again, the first time in 6 years. So quite a historic cool into August. And again, even continuing at the very beginning of September on yesterday, but breaking that stretch now, seeing those highs around 80. And again, tomorrow will likely be similar. Not going to be tracking any precipitation tonight. That's just some ground clutter picked up on radar. Again, really not much cloud cover in sight either as we go through the night. Maybe a few clouds in the mix. Still going to start off with more sunshine tomorrow morning, but much like today, it's likely more of a partly cloudy sky by the time we get into the afternoon. Not tracking much, but I don't think we can quite roll out at least a stray shower. So we do have to throw in a slight chance. Maybe a stray shower does impact an area or two in our coverage area as we extend into the afternoon and evening hours tomorrow. It's one of the situations where tomorrow's mainly, if not completely dry. So mainly, if not completely dry, nothing to plan for, right? Obviously nothing to alter plans for, but just it's possible, right? And it's possible we get that stray light shower to develop tomorrow afternoon and evening. Now, rain chances will further pick up, and it goes from being just a stray shower potential going into the first half of even tomorrow night. Notice what happens for the second half of tomorrow night into Thursday morning. This is when rain turns likely, so we're going to be watching as we deal with more widespread rain breaking out likely for Thursday morning. Yes, even for Thursday morning's commute. It's not a complete washout Thursday, but those rounds of rain do look occasional. Maybe we even see a little bit of drizzle in spots between those rounds of rain on Thursday, and a lot of cloud cover Thursday. And those temperatures, as you can see, they really struggle to get out of the 60s. I think there's good odds we don't get out of the 60s on Thursday. And one of those days where the morning low, which is likely near 60, will likely deal with less than 10 degrees of a difference from that morning low to the afternoon high, just dealing with the rounds of rain and cloudy skies. So again, there's a very little warming will likely occur on Thursday, and a little, it's hard to say chilly. Not the 60s are chilly, but it will give that sort of feel where that, it's on the chilly side in terms of dealing with the rain and the cloud cover and those temperatures in the 60s, a bit of a breeze with those temperatures in the 60s. Again, it's hard to say it's chilly, but we're not quite accustomed to this. I may notice some may notice that a little chill to Thursday. I think I think it's a good way to describe it. Again, not that it's overall a real chilly day, but you could say a little chill to Thursday just due to the fact that again we've got that occasional rain. We've got a lot of cloud cover, temperatures in the 60s, breeze with gusts up to about 25 miles per hour. So all in combination, it's a cool, wet day. And again, you may notice a little chill possible at times as we go throughout Thursday. Now, by the end of the day, this is when rain will likely come to an end. So we're drying back up for Thursday night, and then we are likely staying dry going into Friday. Now, I don't foresee any threat for rain for the beginning of the day. We'll watch as the day does progress, though, especially by the evening and for Friday night, because that's a second cold front passage. So one after the other does deliver a couple rounds of some much needed rain for this week. Now, I know looking at this graphic, we've got one day that says dry. It looks like a pretty wet pattern or active pattern, right? But we have to keep in mind for tomorrow, right? It's a stray shower potential. Majority of us remain dry Wednesday. The majority of Friday remains dry. It's going to be the tail end of the day, closer to sunset, and then into Friday night is when we'll likely deal with some showers. And for Saturday, it's more so right in the morning. All right. Or sunrise shortly after that, more early morning hours, maybe some lingering showers. And again, maybe some lingering showers. We'll see how quickly that rain exits on Saturday. Still fine tuning the timing of that cold front passage and the showers for Friday night. But we could deal with some lingering Saturday morning, but quickly drying up by the afternoon and then staying dry for the remainder of the weekend. So the only real wet day, I think is a good way to put it. The day I would say is a wet day is Thursday, right? Outside of that, these are not wet days, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. These are still mostly dry days, especially Wednesday and Friday, the daytime hours, mainly dry, right? Saturday, you can make an argument, mostly dry, right? We could spend the first half of the day still dealing with some lingering showers, but overall, there's still a lot of dry times to be had here over the next 5 days through the weekend. Again, the only exception is really Thursday. And in terms of how much rain we can get on Thursday, it's likely within about a quarter to a half of an inch. And the Futurecast rainfall, I think, are doing a pretty good job illustrating that. Could there be some locations closer to a tenth? Yes. Could there be some locations a little more than a half of an inch? Yes. But I think that overall range of about a quarter to a half of an inch within that is a good range. I think most of us are likely under that half inch mark. I think just like what Futurecast is showing, I don't think we're dealing with widespread half inch or more rainfall amounts. I think it's less than that, but certainly nice to at least see something more than a tenth of an inch. And I think we have good odds for that across most of the area. As again, what we had over the past week to 2 weeks, it's barely been that, right? We struggle to even pick up a tenth of an inch. So we will certainly take it as it is a welcoming sight. And obviously that's nothing excessive here, right? We're not piling up inches of rain where flooding is going to be a concern, not anticipating any severe threats. So thankfully nothing impactful coming our way, just some much needed rain. And we'll take what we can get. Then going into Friday night, rainfall amounts look lighter. I think staying within a trace to a quarter of an inch. So most of us could be closer to about a tenth of an inch of rain from those showers that we pick up Friday night. So some lighter amounts even then. Of course, combining both of those, and we pick up some much needed rain. Nothing that's, a lot, but at least a little bit is coming our way here with those 2 rounds, Friday night, and then again as we go throughout the day on Thursday. Now, the series of cold front passages will certainly have an influence on those temperatures. And again, Thursday with the cloud cover, the rain, that frontal passage, the breeze, it's not going to warm much at all. Likely less than 10 degrees. We may even hover from 60 to 65, 66. May only climb mid 60s if we can see more of a persistent rain and we don't get much if we don't see any sun. We're dealing with some occasional rain throughout the day. That's a situation where the warming may even be only 5 degrees. So it's 60s on Thursday. A lot of cloud cover, again, some occasional rain, a bit of a breeze, and that's certainly going to be a real cool day. The coolest likely, we didn't even have that for the end of August. So this could be the coolest day that we've had and rival, and surpass, I should say, the cool days that we even had at the end of August, looking ahead into Thursday. Now, by Friday, out ahead of that next front, there's likely a bit of a warm up. So temperatures can bump back closer to 80. Those temperatures pick up out ahead of that second front. And then behind it Friday night, they drop back down. And those highs are back to only around 70 on Saturday and Sunday. So again, struggling to may get just in the 70s, 71, 72. It's possible, but we're struggling to get into the 70s. And if we do, it's just in the 70s Saturday, Sunday. And from there, you'll notice a return of those chilly nights with lows back in the 40s. That will occur likely by Sunday morning and continue into Monday morning as well. A lot of the days over the next week are still in the blue, trending below normal for this time of the year. This is overall still a pretty cool pattern. And I know despite we are dealing with 2 rounds of some rain coming our way this week, but overall this pattern, it's still on the dry side as well. It is still looking to be on the dry side as well as being on the cool side. So not going to change likely in that regard to what we saw for August, and especially for the end of August with our dry and cool pattern. Obviously, this week is more wet likely than what we've had the past even couple of weeks. We'll take it. But it's certainly still a lot of dry days overall if we look for the week as an entirety. All right. Thursday is going to be that wet day. As we again pick up good odds for getting close to about 1/4 of an inch, again, maybe up to about 1/2 of an inch. That's our range for Thursday. And then again for Friday night, likely more of about a trace to 1/4 of an inch. Those are the 2 time periods to watch. And around that Friday night time period, again, maybe some moving in by the end of the day Friday, maybe some showers sticking around for the beginning of Saturday. But the main time frame of that would be more Friday night for those showers. And again, the main time frame for Thursday is throughout the day on Thursday, then drying back up by Thursday night. So those are the 2 time periods to watch for rain. Nothing to be really canceling plans over Friday, Saturday. Even if you had plans Saturday morning, and may still have to deal with some lingering showers, but it'll be drying up as we go throughout the day. Maybe if you're heading out try to get some golf Saturday morning and maybe get some of those early morning tee times could still be affected by some of those lingering showers, but really nothing to alter plans by too much going later on in the day Saturday or at any point in the day Friday. We will be watching for our high school football games. Yes, I don't think we can entirely rule out some showers for those games, but it does look like the bulk of that rain holds off until after the games end. So hopefully that timing keeps up as we go into Friday night, that it looks to be most of that rain, most of those showers fall after the game ends. Hopefully that stays or rings true. And hopefully that timing remains the same as we go into Friday. Again, for tomorrow, nothing to alter plans for. Again, really the only day is Thursday. I'd say Saturday morning and then throughout the day Thursday. Those are your 2 time periods that could be impacted by the rain. Make it less than ideal to plan things outdoors. Other than that, should be good to go. Lots of sunshine Sunday, even quite a bit of sun, I think, breaking out later into the day on Saturday as well. We'll see that sun carry over into Monday. A bit more of a question mark when it comes to rain potential into the middle of next week. Can be some showers around, just not very good mono agreements on showing that following round of some rain. But we'll watch around the middle of next week. Maybe we can get another round of some showers coming our way. But those temperatures, as you can see, still look to hold in the 70s. So still can trend a little bit below normal for this time of the year, even looking ahead. I mean, not too far, really not too far from normal at that point, but overall a little bit below normal. Those temperatures trending, looking ahead into next week. Austin, good evening. Today was another warm day. Yeah, it's back to 80 for the first time in over a week at the Ohio County Airport. So I'll take it. Again, if you like the temperatures today, you're in luck tomorrow. Again, right back to around 80, maybe even sneaking up to 81, 82 at the airport. We'll see if we can get a little bit further into the 80s. Austin saying, can't wait for the rain to come. Excited for that much needed rain on Thursday and even some additional showers to sprinkle in on Friday night as well. Surprised to learn over 1,400 people killed from earthquake in Afghanistan. That is terrible to hear, Austin. Terrible news for those affected from the earthquake in Afghanistan. That is horrendous. Never like to see that kind of news. That's for sure. That's terrible to hear. Another thing worth mentioning. I touched on it some for last night at 10:11. I don't know if we mentioned it on the last edition of Nate at 8, but we touched on it on 10 and 11. I don't know if some of you may have caught those northern lights last night. They were faintly visible. I mean, we did have some locations. Some folks have chimed in some pictures. Were able to catch it. It wasn't as vibrant as what we saw at points into last year, but it was at least faintly visible. At least we had some visibility with it. As a strong geomagnetic storm, we were able to catch it more through the lens of a camera, right? More long exposure shot or the night mode on your phone camera, being able to capture some of those northern lights on the northern horizon. But pretty cool, just something worth mentioning. Coming up as well on the 7th, which let me get my days straight, that would be on Sunday. So coming up on Sunday is also our full moon for this time of the year. It's the corn moon for September's full moon, the corn moon. So our full moon coming up here shortly as well on Sunday, and should be pretty good viewing conditions for that full moon, as we'll be dealing with little cloud cover likely returning at that point. So should be some good viewing conditions for the corn moon, the September's full moon, the corn moon coming our way, upcoming on this Sunday. But yeah, overall, pretty cool stretch, right? Pretty fairly dry stretch of weather. I know Thursday's one of those days. It's just going to be hard to get going. Thursday's the kind of day it's just hard to get going. You look outside, it's dreary, cloudy, wet. It's hard to, and cool. It's hard to get going. One of those days that's just best. It's a soup kind of day, a movie kind of day. Not a great day to get up and go to work, is it? It struggled to get going. Unfortunately, Thursday morning. I apologize in advance for the weather on Thursday. It's one of those it's that kind of day where you just want to kind of stay in and bundle up, have some soup, maybe watch a movie, enjoy things more indoors. But at least it doesn't stick around too long. Friday morning even is going to be a nice start to Friday. We'll start to spot more sunshine even at that point. And then we'll notice at least some more of that sunshine present on Friday. Highs back closer to 80. And then a lot more sunshine breaking out this weekend, but certainly cool with those highs making it just to around 70 degrees. I appreciate it as always. Thank you so much for tuning in to this edition of Nate at 8. Of course, you can always catch me coming up News 9 at 10 on Fox 9, News 9 tonight at 11 for the latest. And as always, for that next edition of Nate at 8, to see, we got tomorrow, Wednesday. So that would be our actually, I think we do Thursday as well. So we don't have a Thursday night lights game. So we're able to have then 2 more editions of Nate at 8 for this week. All right. Well, I'll see all of you on the next edition of Nate at 8 coming up tomorrow evening. Until then, have a wonderful night. I'll see all of you then.